What it do? What it do? What it do, y'all? It's your boy Jamal right now. I'm subbing in, hosting right now for Bandit right now. So welcome to the NBA Nightly here on the Detroit Fan Report. Once again, y'all, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Pretty much, we got 2 more weeks, y'all, until the playoffs come. 2 more weeks. Seems like this season went by fast as hell, but let me go ahead and introduce the panel right now. So starting off with Marcus. What's good, man?
What's good with it? It's your boy Marcus from the Stat Junkies podcast. How you doing today?
I can't complain. Even if I wanted to complain, ain't nobody gonna listen. So that's how I feel right now.
I feel it.
It's all right. So next up, Richie Rich.
What up, though? Watching that Pistons Minnesota game right now. Just getting ready for these last couple weeks.
Just had to throw on something Michigan, didn't you? You just had to do it, didn't you?
Do you want to truly be honest? I know you and I know Bandit and everyone else might not believe me. I just went and grabbed a shirt real quick, and this was the first thing I grabbed, to be honest with you.
I call cap on that, but okay. We'll go with that.
That's
we'll
that much Michigan stuff. You don't even got to look to grab one.
Last but not least.
Shirtless, bro.
Oh, no, we don't need to see none of that. So, no.
Hey, we might get more female viewers. You never know.
Oh, here we go. last but certainly not least.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow up on that
boy
one.
Nate, what's going on, man? What's going on, Nate?
Hey, what's up, man? Nate from One Ass Chica Three Toes podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Man, 2 more weeks left in the season. You can already feel the playoff intensity. And, of course, we got the tournament at the end of the week for the Final Four. And, man, just good time to be a basketball fan. Let's go.
Yes, it is. It is a damn good time to be a basketball fan. So, we usually always have topics to talk about right now, but this one is going to be a little different as we've done it before, and it's actually pretty good. We're just going to go with open mic. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll go last, So
I'll go first.
Okay, you'll go first. So let's go ahead. The floor is yours. Wherever you want to start, go ahead, man. It's on you.
Yeah. So just to start off, I don't want to be seen as a Wemby hater, even though he is 7'5", and a lot of the stuff he does, his height is a huge advantage over most NBA players. But that being said, if y'all caught what Wemby said in his presser, I think after, I want to say the Bulls, he put a 41 and 18, I think, or something like that. And he said after his presser, he kind of, or no, maybe it wasn't the Bulls. It was maybe last week or so like that. He laid out the reason why he should win MVP. And a lot of the focus was because of the defense. He said that, 50% of the game is played by defense, which he's right. It is true. However, that's what the defensive player of the year is. And so anything defensive wise is going to fall under that line of defensive player of the year. That is why that award is set up for. Everybody knows the MVP is an award. Now, if you're a good defender, i.e. like Michael Jordan, who could do both, you could argue that statement. But most times it's an offensive award. So when he made that statement, I was kind of befuddled by it because I'm like, dude, you argued about 20 minutes of your time and you spent talking about defense. That's a Defensive Player of the Year award. Now, SGA, on the other hand, when he interviewed after his game, I think it was after the Pistons game, the one he brought his team back to win, he literally said, like, do you get into the MVP debate? Because they had heard from Wemby. And SGA says, no, I let my plane do the talking. Love that. Because at the end of the day, I think, and this is spoken for me mostly in basketball. All y'all have played pickup games, right? We've all played pickup games. We've all played on the streets. We've all played the YMCA, whatever the hell. Is it not true that the most loudest people are usually the worst people?
Oh, 9 times out of 10. I mean, like 9 times out of 10, sometimes it can be true, but it also depends on, who, some people, hey, they talk a good game and they back it up. Come on, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller.
Yeah, but I'm using the reference like if we're like playing just regular ball, like you and me playing ball. Like most of the time, the loudest people in the gym are the worst.
Well, the only thing that'll make them good is when they talk a whole lot to get you mentally off your game. That's the whole point of doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Or they just talk because they think they're the best thing to slice bread.
Yeah, and they can't hit a damn layup.
Right, but the ones that you watch play and their game just says itself, that speaks volumes. So when I bring that analogy to the equation, I look at it from like with Wemby and SGA. Wemby really wants to win the MVP. There is no doubt in my mind. He absolutely wants that more than life itself. However, bro, your game has already talked a lot. And so you don't have to advocate for yourself. And if you're going to advocate for yourself, you can't go with defense as your main reason. Because again, that's a Defensive Player of the Year award that you're going to win if he finishes the season.
To his defense, he's 7'5". He's dependent on making sure that nobody and nothing gets over him, especially going into that paint. That ain't happening. Same thing what happened with Dwight Howard. Same thing with Ben Wallace. Same thing with Dennis Rodman. Those guys, they weren't as tall as Wemby.
That's my point. They're not as tall as Wemby, so he actually stands on his own in that aspect.
What separates Wemby from those guys that I mentioned is the fact is that Wemby has a pretty damn good offensive game as it is right now too. He probably just needs to get a little bigger in the gym room.
Yeah,
but
it's still work in progress. Yeah,
that's about it. I mean, let's take for example. Okay, let's look at last year. Mm-hmm. Who won it last year? Evan Mobley. We all knew had Wemby not gotten hurt near the end of
for sure, he was on pace to win it. I agree.
It's locked up. And honestly, I think he's up for awards this year. Honestly, he should get it this year.
No, he will. No, that's not the argument. He is going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but we're talking about the MVP. The MVP is more of an offensive award. It's not given to the best defensive player. That is Defensive Player of the Year. But all I'm trying to say is like when SGA goes like, I'll let my game do the talking. Look at his stats. Look at his game. Like the guys.
What is it? What does MVP stand for? Most valuable player. You take Wemby off of the San Antonio Spurs. What are they?
You take SGA off the Thunder.
No, that ain't.
No, because the Spurs have won without Wemby. So that argument is invalid because they
OKC.
Okay, but what I'm saying is it's not an unscathed number. They've won games without Wemby because Wemby's been out a good amount of games, and they still have the second best record in the West. So, if you're talking about the most valuable, it probably would be fucking Brown. Because without Brown, before Tatum came back, they were nothing. Nada, zip, zilch.
So,
go ahead, Rich.
I've been waiting because this is what I got to say. I respect SGA and I know he's a good player, okay? No doubt in that. But he's a crybaby. He cries for fouls. He depends on them fouls. Oh, yes. Look
That's
how
not
many
true.
free throws
That is
he
not
gets.
true.
Oh, he baits. Yes. And when he got that offensive call the other night against Detroit, what are you talking about? But you can make that call all game long. He uses that push-off all game
Who doesn't
long.
push off in the NBA?
Not like him.
Honest question. Who doesn't push off?
But not like him. But he gets to go. He is a foul baiter. He is prime James Harden.
Nah, he's prime.
No,
that's Reggie Miller, because Reggie Miller made a living off of doing the same.
Taking the leg out. They made a new call.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me talk. I'll let y'all talk.
I got you. Go ahead.
I'm talking about as far as fouls received, Jamal. Remember Harden used to get to the damn line crazy amount of times.
After he dribbled the ball for 17 seconds, yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Same way. He depends on that. Is he a good ball player? Absolutely.
Is Luka a foul baiter? Because he gets more free throws as much as SGA does.
Who?
Luka?
Yeah, somewhat, but I don't think Luka. Let's see, it's different with. It's kind of different with Luka. You know what I'm saying? Luka will never ain't gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying?
He gets as many fouls as SGA does. Y'all act like SGA gets like 10,000 more fouls than everybody else in the league. And that's bullshit. It's not.
But it's not as many as SGA.
But that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
To the whole Wemby thing. All right, so hold on. All right. So Wemby, as of now, he ain't even in discussion for anything.
Why you say that?
61 games, and he's out with the ankle tonight.
He's got 2 more games that he has to be ineligible. I'm sure he's going to make.
You're freezing, Nate, and I can't hear you.
He said
he's got 2 more games.
He got 2 more games left. Then 2 more games left to be out before he's ineligible.
Right. And there you got 6 games, 5 games. He should make that. Oh.
He should have, but yeah, he only got 2 more games left before that, but he'll be all right. So, but
he's in the discussion. There's no doubt about that.
Right. So, Rich got frozen. He'll be back. He'll come back.
Listen, I know where he was kind of going with this. The thing is that SGA is not a foul baiter. People need to stop with that narrative. He's just real crafty and knows how to get the whistles. That's not a foul baiter. That's just being smart. That's just knowing the game and knowing the refs. Like, I mean, when you watch SGA's game, find me a more pure game right now in the NBA.
Like pure ball player than SGA?
Pure as a player, as a shooter, as whatever. Find me a more pure game than he has.
You don't think Jalen Brunson's there? You don't think Jason Tatum's there?
I mean, I think Jalen Brunson doesn't have the mid-range that SGA does. Jalen Brunson lives more on the 3 and then the inside of the paint. But SGA can do it all, man. He can get the layups, he can get the mid-range, he can hit the 3. I mean, but his game is just smooth as hell. Like, it's effortless. It really is. It's probably the closest thing we've seen from Steph. You know, because when you watch Steph's game, Steph is kind of like that too.
Yeah, SGA's game is pretty good because they leave. Because think about it, everybody named Mama is going to shoot the 3 all day long. They're going to leave SGA open for them 2s all day long, and he's going to be like, "Fuck it, I'll take."
And he knows because he's not a great 3-point shooter. He knows that his bread and butter is that mid range. Like that's where he's going to eat.
Because nobody does the mid range. All right, Rich, you got cut out beforehand, man. Go ahead. Where were you? Go ahead where you was at, boss.
So, thank you. Wemby has played 61 games. You need 65, so he ain't even in conversation yet. And like I said, he's out with the ankle. So, but for the year, 25 points, 11.5 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 51% from the field, 35 from three,
Not bad.
82 from the line in 29 minutes. That's a whole lot going on. And only 2.5 turnovers. That's a whole lot going on for 7'4".
Yeah.
I mean, we're not arguing that his game isn't good. He's got a great game. There's no doubt. But my thing is, like, when you look at the MVP discussion, almost all the players that have won the MVP in the past really had a lot of high-scoring games, like high-scoring averages. Like, Wemby right now is probably like 9th or 10th in this NBA in scoring.
Well, okay.
Like, put his numbers against Joker, who's 5 inches shorter, and I guarantee you they're sure as hell around the same.
I'm back to what you just said. You said there's a lot. You said a lot of MVPs in the past had some high numbers and stuff like that.
I mean, their scoring averages are usually pretty high. They're like at the top when they win the award.
I got one that wasn't, and I don't think it was. Well, Steve Nash.
Okay, that's the anomaly, man. Come on, we all know that Kobe or Shaq should have won, or Kobe should have won that award.
Should Steve Nash have won any of those MVPs?
Probably not. It was a bad year for shooters, I guess. I don't know, but
That's
those
what I'm saying.
But those are anomalies. Look, you say Steve Nash, and I'll give you about 5 or 6 others that averaged or led the NBA in scoring, including Harden.
Oh, we know that.
See, points per game, that don't impress me.
It ain't the same anymore.
Because, I mean, Cade is 24.5.
Yeah,
Right.
which should be an average now.
If he wasn't in the playoff, or I mean, if he didn't play enough games, would he not be in the MVP?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he might get some votes. Yeah,
He's at 61 games, and that's a topic I want to touch too. But so I'll leave that alone for now.
He would have been at least number 1 or number 2 in the discussion to get MVP. Because
I disagree with that. 24 points. No, I disagree.
Most valuable player.
But if that's the case, then these other guys that won it didn't fit that narrative either, because clearly they were the best player in the league.
Points per game does not mean your MVP.
Well, I mean, what other stat would it matter? I mean, team wins.
Okay.
I mean, SGA's got that. He's got more wins than everybody else.
It's an overall, okay? Like, when is the point? When, like, a whole bunch goes into it, right? Okay, so let me give you an example, Nate. Baseball season's right now, right? I'm a huge Tigers fan. I watch every single game I can.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Green had over 30 homers and over 100 RBIs. And we, as Tigers fans, call him a bum. Why do we call him a bum? Because he don't do nothing when it counts.
Okay,
so the numbers are there, right? He's up amongst all the power hitter numbers. But when it matters, he's a bum. So it don't impress me with all, like, what context matters. Watching the game matters, right? You're a Lions fan, so let me bring it back to you. You're a Lions fan, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Amon-Ra St. Brown was an all-pro last year, right?
Yep.
The numbers, fantastic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You watch the games, correct?
Yes.
When it mattered, did he not have key drops?
Yeah, drops. Yeah. I mean,
when it mattered. Yeah. So that's what I'm like. Context matters. Like, numbers don't tell the whole story. Context.
But if you're talking about an award, numbers do matter because people look at the numbers. So let me give you some numbers on SGA. 31 points a game, 55% shooting from the field. He has a record right now, or either broke it or gonna break it, 127 straight games of 20 points or more. 127 points a game. I mean, 127 points, scoring 20 points or more. That's insane. That's like every night you can put a bet that he's going to get 20 points. And on top of that, if you look at both players, because I really think it's down between SGA and Wemby. I think those are the two dudes. Unfortunately, Jaylen Brown's going to get some votes, but he's not going to get the number one. It's going to be SGA or Wemby. Wemby, if you look at his stats, he put against the Bulls, who are terrible, the Warriors, who have no Steph, 41 points on both games. SGA had to bring the team back against the Pistons. He's playing tonight against the Lakers. Like, he's playing in more clutch situations than Wemby is. So that right there is another point, because when you need a bucket, you know who the ball's going to go to. It's going to go to SGA. Like, you saw it against the Pistons game. They got the ball to him.
True.
So that's all I'm saying, is those also matter too.
No, you're correct. You're right about that, But like I said, the MVP should go to the person who is the most valuable. Like, if you take that, you can take a lot of people off a squad, and what I'm saying, that team will be hot garbage right now. But
Right.
but then they break it down even further, and they break it down even further. It's like, okay, who has been the most consistent? Who plays the
That's where
longest?
SGA.
You
That's where
know,
SGA fits the mold, because he's
So,
been the most.
so
that's
if we really want to be honest, Wemby's missed a lot of games.
uh-huh.
Cade's missed a lot of games. SGA's missed a lot of games. All three of those teams have done pretty well while their star player was out. Am I right or wrong?
No, yeah, you're right. That's why Brown makes the most sense.
No, even Jokic, when he was out, Denver still did pretty well.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong? So,
Denver's always going to be in the conversation no matter what.
Be real,
Yeah.
he hasn't missed many games. But do we think Boston, without him and Tatum, would be where they're at?
I think Boston will be where they're at right now. I think Boston will still be in the conversation, but with Tatum coming back earlier than expected, it puts them over the top, because right now, and this is
Because Jaylen Brown misses many games as all the guys I mentioned. And
with Boston, would it?
Tatum.
No,
not even close.
Because
they
without
need
Brown, they would have been fucking horrible.
So
yeah, they need each other.
It should check
Tatum
Brown.
Yeah. In the perfect world, it should be Brown because of what you just said. Because Tatum just came back. The whole season, Brown has literally played at an MVP level on both sides of the basketball, offense and defense. But the thing is that now that Tatum came back, now people are like, okay, they see the greatness of Tatum, and it kind of lowers Brown's kind of value. That's always been the situation.
He's more than likely Brown is probably going to get most improved player.
He should.
He'll probably get that because of the load and stuff like that. He can get that.
No, he will not.
You don't think he'll get it?
Nope. I'll tell you who's going to get it.
You think K's gonna? If you say K's gonna get it, I'll take that too. He's gonna get it.
Nope.
No, he's in Duran.
Yep. And a lot of guys who have votes are coming out and saying that, Jamal. Jalen Duran, your most improved player.
Yeah, and when you look at most improved is usually point splits. So I don't know what Duran averaged last year and what he averaged this year, but usually the one that has the biggest turnaround is usually probably more likely going to be the most improved. And the fact that Brown's already won an NBA MVP, he's not going to that work because he's already a big time player.
You're right about that. Okay, all right.
But Denny Avdia could give him a run. I'll say that because Denny Avdia really increased his point total this year.
Okay.
So,
all right. So we'll put this subject to bed and we'll come back to this one and stuff like that for another time. All right. Rich, mic is yours. What you got, boss?
So this is mine right here. Cade will be reevaluated in a week. But he's been on the bench here the last couple games. He's been seen in practice, shoot-arounds. I think he's only 4 games off awards. But what the Pistons have done with him out, pretty much everyone and their mother had written them off. No, nobody said that they were going to miss the playoffs. I'm not going to over-exaggerate it. But a lot of people thought that they were going to fall out of first place. Right now, there's only 2 teams or 1 team that could challenge that. And that's the Celtics. Because the last I looked, the Knicks were 7 games out with 6 games left. Do the math. There's no way. So the only way would be the Celtics. But they have kept them at 4 games. Pretty impressive what they have done. Hell, they even took the Thunder to overtime. Yeah, they had Jalen Williams was out, and so was Hartenstein. They had Chet. They had SGA. And they had
their whole team out for Detroit. That's crazy.
Huh?
They had their whole team out for Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, okay, so that's even another discussion, right, Nate? Like, you had all, like, the damn near whole starting lineup out, and they still hung in there.
Yeah, it happens,
like,
man.
SGA needed a hell of a performance.
Yeah. But that's why he's the MVP, because he can do that shit. He could take over the game and have that kind of
with a team with a bunch of their starters. But
it's a long season, bro.
Harris went out tonight, and he's out for the rest of the game with a knee contusion.
Oh, that's not good.
I know he's been up and down, and we all say he needs Pistons need to upgrade a power forward. But, I mean, he is what you have right now. He's still a guy who can, get you clutch baskets when you need it. Damn, that hurts. Especially
you don't want any knee injuries right before the end of the season, bro. That's not good at all.
No.
And you still have Stu out. Cade's out. Kind of hurts a little bit, but I guess where I'm going with all this is, Duran has stepped up and been that player. Like, I watched him go at Gobert tonight. Like, he has really turned into the player that I have always fought for. I have fought Pistons fans about him for years, Nate. Years, Nate. You know what they told me?
Why y'all Pistons fans always fighting, man? It's always something when it comes to y'all. Y'all are always damn near ready to fight anybody, man.
I mean, I'm not ready to fight, but I just stick up for them. Like, being in Tennessee, I watched a lot of Memphis games. So I seen the potential was there. And this year it's all coming into, effect or whatever. But, and what Dennis Jenkins has done since Cade has been out, pretty damn good too, especially for a undrafted guy. And he bet on himself because we tried to sign him to a league minimum. He said, no, I'll play out this 2-way contract. And he turned it into a 2-year, $8 million deal. Like, I'm always for guys who are willing to bet on themselves, right? Because you never know. You have a bad injury, Nate, and you fuck yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we'll talk about that in a minute, but okay.
So I mean, I'm just pleased what they have done. Hell, they're fighting Minnesota tonight. Yes, Minnesota's without Edwards.
Yeah, I thought Edwards was playing, but he's not playing. Damn it. I thought he was.
So I watched that game. What is up with McDaniels? I watched him go out that game. Is he out for a while?
They're probably just resting for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
You're gonna see a lot. Like, there's a
That's
reason why Wemby's not playing tonight because they want to keep him healthy for the playoffs. That's you're gonna see a lot of this going off the rest of the games.
well, only if their position is solidified and they can't go up and they can't go down. If you're stuck in that number whatever position and you've clinched it, then yeah, rest your players. You don't want them getting injured and stuff like that.
Well, but you're
Back to
also.
what you was.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you're playing with fire because this obviously is a load management situation tonight against the Clippers for Wemby. But let's say Wemby comes out the next game and rolls his ankle. He's out at least 2 games. You're ineligible for every award now. So
Right.
you're playing with fire there, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion.
And especially if he wants to be eligible to get those awards too.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what happened last year. He had a thrombosis and he didn't qualify for any of them.
Right. All right. Back to what Rich was talking about earlier, stuff like that. He was saying that teams are, saying that. I mean, people are saying that Detroit was going to fall out of first place. No, they got a 7-game lead with like a few games to go. They should be able to hold on to that one and stuff like that. But I will say, okay. All right. But I will say this. Teams will rather play Detroit than Boston. Like my Cavaliers right now, they're pretty much stuck in that number 4 spot. I mean, they can move up to number 3 or number 2, but don't be surprised if they play it off to be like, you know what, we'll stick with this number 4 because we'll stick with this number 4 seed. That way, we'll probably end up playing Detroit in the second round, and then hopefully the Knicks and the Celtics beat each other up, and we can go ahead and face them in the conference finals. Because unfortunately, because crazy as in town, teams are more afraid of the Boston Celtics than they are of the Detroit Pistons.
100%.
They really are. They really truly are.
And they should be. They have 2 all NBA players. Enough said.
It's unfortunate now. If Cade was healthy and he was playing, if he never got the injury that he got, 9 times out of 10 they will probably still be playing up to the level that they're at.
Yeah.
But with Tatum coming, back,
winning,
helping out,
matters. Yeah, they're still winning.
Yeah, but with Tatum coming back, earlier than expected, and Boston is still is still in the same position what they're at. That makes them a lot more scary. Because right now they're the pick right now. Like, look, if you look at the odds right now, they are the pick right now. The Celtics are the pick to come out of the East, followed by the Cavaliers, followed by the Knicks, then the Cavaliers, and then the Pistons. Pistons lead the damn what's the name? They lead. I mean, yeah, Pistons lead the Eastern Conference, and they're the 4th team. They picked up. They picked the not even come out of the conference.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how much they are scared. Teams are right now scared of playing the Boston Celtics because they've been there and done that. And they know what to do.
I asked this question to myself when I was working. I'm going to ask you all this question because Rich is a Pistons fan, you're a Cavs fan, I'm a Knicks fan, so we're all different teams.
Mm-hmm.
We can all agree, and if you're lying, I know you're lying, that the best 1-2 punch out of all the teams in the East is Tatum and Brown, and it's not even close.
Oh, that's 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I
agree on that. Like I love my boys, but they are not Brown and Tatum. And Rich, I'm pretty sure you probably agree too, right? They're not Brown and Tatum.
I agree. But one thing I will say, in a way, it's been a blessing in disguise. Why do I say that? Because they're improved. He can be still effective, right, at what he's doing. And he has. No one can argue that.
No,
he's still getting 20 to 30. But Jenkins, Kevin Huerter's starting to get minutes, y'all. And he's playing well. He's playing well defensively. He's getting his shot. He's getting confident. His playmate. He had some good ones tonight. He did a little oopty-doo on a guy. So Javonte Green had 5 threes in a game. Sasser get you up a couple threes. So it has forced other guys to step up that wouldn't normally, right?
That's
So,
usually what happens when your star players goes down.
But go ahead.
And that helps because what is one of the things that us as Pistons fans, you, Nate, and outsiders alike have said? This team needs help scoring, right? So we might not have a second guy. And as I say that, this Minnesota game is starting to get chippy, y'all. Imagine that. Guys have stepped up that wouldn't normally have to do it, right? But that does give them confidence. That gives the team confidence too, right? So it goes hand in hand. It gives the players confidence, and it gives them the team confidence to have confidence in said players. So I don't think it can be a bad thing. Saying all that, we all do know when playoffs start, benches do shrink, right? Not to the point of where Thibodeau was as a coach. We can agree on that, right, Nate? Because he would freaking handicap his team by the amount of minutes he makes his stars play.
Yeah.
But it's saying that your bench still shrinks. So if during the regular season you have a 12-man bench, it's probably going to be 9 or 10 in the playoffs. So, but I'm saying it can't be a bad thing.
Yeah,
I think the record is 11-3 without Cade. Pretty damn decent.
But it also,
just as a Pistons fan myself, and being non-biased, it kind of shocks me. I'm not saying I thought we'd be 0-16, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're holding down the fort is what you're doing. That's pretty much what your team is doing. They're holding down the fort, and you know what I'm saying, wait until the postseason, wait until the playoffs and everything gets here, and then that's when we're really going to see what the team is going to be about. Will Cade come back and be the same player? Probably not. But I can promise you that Detroit is not going to, people may not pick the Pistons to come out of the East and stuff like that, but they're not going to go away quietly. They got that number 1 seed, and they got that lead for a reason. But don't think that, that teams like Boston and Cleveland and the Knicks and Toronto and all those teams are going to come down, be like, you know what?
Boston,
maybe we'll give them the benefit of the doubt,
They better hope. The Pistons better hope that Boston gets eliminated before they play them, because that is a terrible matchup for the Pistons.
Yes,
because Boston can play 5 out and shoot threes like nobody's business.
But
that's what they do.
But there's a negative to that too, right, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, if you
as a
miss your
3-point
shots,
shooting team,
sure.
you can shoot yourself in a game, but what can you also do?
Well,
you shoot yourself out
of it.
True. But Boston, but the thing with Boston is they don't have a lot of off nights. Like they shoot a high clip from 3. That's been their MO ever since they got to the finals. They love that 3-pointer. But the thing is, Tatum and Brown are not afraid to take it to the cup either. Everybody else is probably more of a glorified 3-point shooter. But Tatum and Brown wants violence at the rim. He wants all that smoke.
Okay. Not disagreeing with you, Nate. I'm not trying to make it a disagreement take.
No, it's fine.
But Detroit ready for it too, right? That's what they built.
That's what they built.
That's what they're at, right?
That's what but that's what I'm saying for the regular season. Yes, we ain't seen what they can fully do in the postseason. Not just yet. Not you know what I'm saying.
And we're talking a series too.
Jamal.
Right. We're not to think about it. Yes, I think right now Detroit wants all the smoke with the Knicks. I don't know if they can say the same thing about with Boston. Cavaliers, man, we'll see and go. We'll see what that happens and stuff like that. But I know Detroit wants all the smoke with the Knicks. They want to
The
get
way
rid
I
of
look
them
at
as
it is,
quickly as possible.
the way I look at it is the way the seedings are going. The Knicks might not even get a chance to play them because
See what I'm saying?
their path is more likely whoever they play in the first round, and then they're gonna have to play Boston. Now they can beat
Yeah.
Boston. They beat them last year. People need to forget that.
Well,
That they
that's
beat
because
the pants off of Boston. No, they beat them. They beat them fair and square. They went into both Boston and won both games, and then came back. And then Tatum blew his Achilles out. I think the 6th game or something like that.
yeah,
They beat them fair and square. They beat them whole, so they can do it. But it's going to be a big ass because this Boston team is freaking scary. And with Tatum coming back little by little, he's playing more of the Robin role, and he's playing really well at doing it too. So.
well, he's working his way back up to playing where he normally is and letting, what I'm saying, Brown do most of the heavy lifting. It's going to take a while for that. It's the same thing with, when Jordan had came back, even though they lost to the Magic and stuff, he's like, okay, well, look, I can do my thing, but this is your team right now. And, maybe, I'll come when needed. You never know. Postseason was going to come around. You never know. Jason Tatum might step up his game a little bit more. I mean, he'll be a little bit more cautious because he don't want to blow that Achilles again. Because it's hard to come back from that injury and be really, really, really good. It's very difficult for that.
He won't be 100% this year. It's a 2-year injury.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So he said he rehabbed hard as hell. So yeah, that's gonna.
Now I will say this to Rich's point about with Cade being out and these other guys stepping up. It's a good sign because it gives you momentum going into the playoffs. The question is, when Cade comes back, are they still going to play at that high of a level now that their stars back? So that's always the big conundrum when you have about all these teams playing with all these guys and they're like looking really good. When the playoffs come, are these dudes still going to be stepping up? I'll tell you what, right now, losing Tobias Harris, if he's out for a good minute of time, that's a big loss. That's a big loss because outside of Cade, you really don't have a scoring perimeter guy like a Tobias Harris. The rest of the guys all are dependent on the ball in their hand. They're not going to go get
ball dominated players. Yeah, that's true. So. All right. My subject, pretty much. Mm-hmm. My thing is this. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say one thing about defense, though. Defense travels, and that's what the Pistons hang their hat on.
They're gonna have
that'll
to.
go
Absolutely.
on the road. That'll go. Offense going good or not. So, I just wanted to add that to something you said, Nate. That's all.
That's fine. Defense is defense. Yeah, defense travels all day long. Yes,
but
yes,
offense is all about execution too. Execution can take a good defense out of the equation too. So
yes,
you could also do defense to offense as well.
Right. Absolutely. My subject is these athletes, and it's not. I'm not just talking just basketball. It's all sports around. These athletes going on social media, whether it's Twitter or X, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, spilling all this mess, saying all these things that they want to say, which they have a freedom to do and stuff like that, and not realizing the consequences that can come behind it. Mm-hmm. They don't have somebody in there. They don't have a clue on, there should be somebody in, the back of their mind that's telling them like, hey, look, if you say this, look, think about the blowback.
Right.
That can happen. Like, for example, for what happened with Jaden Ivey, he has the right to feel what he feels. I get it. That's fine. That's in dandy. That's cool and stuff like that. But look what it's cost him, though. Mm-hmm. Maybe I get it. Some things are bigger than the game itself. People's beliefs, like the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, his belief on what he said about, the flag and stuff like that. That's his belief. And he was willing to sacrifice his game. He was at the top of his game, and now look what's happened. It happens, you know.
Let me
My thing is,
let me add, I just want to add to what you said, because I think it's true what you said, but it goes farther than that. When you're an athlete in professional sports, hell, if you're a politician or if you're a prominent person, you live in a glass house. Everybody sees every small thing that you do. And when you perpetuate something like that, you're going to get a lot of backlash. You're going to get some good, you're going to get some bad. But the problem is, and I said this on the last show, and I'll say it again, like gays, trans, lesbians, they all watch basketball. So for you to alienate a certain group of people and think that group of people is only going to be pissed off, you're wrong, because those people watch sports too. They're not just sitting in a room saying kumbaya. They watch sports. They're big sports fans. They have friends that are big sports fans. So you're basically castrating yourself in the sense that you have no understanding of awareness of what the hell you're saying, and you pretty much blackballed yourself in some aspects going forward. Because first off, you called out the NBA, big mistake. Second of all, you called out a group of people, another big mistake. So you've basically trashed your image, and you've trashed the NBA's image. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to hire you anytime soon. You're going to have to do some serious groveling and be contrite about what you said and be apologetic. And I still don't think that's even going to happen, because Kaepernick was like that, and he still hasn't gotten a job.
Jaden Ivey's not going to apologize, because they'll be going against what he believes.
He's not going to be in the NBA.
Not to mention, you were challenging another man, let alone the other man that you were challenging, a star, a face of the NBA, Steph Curry's beliefs. Like, what are we doing? Like, I consider myself a Christian. But at the same time, it ain't for me to judge whoever. Heck, I'm not the most biblical statement-living Christian to be alive, right? But who the heck am I to call out what someone else is doing? That's not my job, right?
Exactly.
That's the guy above me. That's his job to judge, not I, right? So, but at the same time, Nate, this is where I believe it's a two-way fault, right? So as a person, even Richard Riggs, and I'm just a nobody that works at Arby's, right? Hey, I just play it how it is, Jamal. The people that I'm a very friendly person, so I have a lot of people that I can talk to, associate with. But my circle is very small. My circle, yes, they like me and they want the best for me. But if I screw up, they're the first ones to call me out.
As they should.
Right? They're the first ones. So that's who I want in my circle. But it's the person, it's Jamal, it's Richard, it's Nathan. It's our responsibility to surround us with people like that, right?
And that's what I was saying.
At the same, like, let's take Ja Morant. You can't have your father partying with you and doing all this other stuff. Like, at some time, them people have got to challenge you as well. They can't be, oh, well, he's the almighty dollar right now. He's supplying us with the Cristal and the Hennessy and, the expensive trips and all that. So we just gonna no. Because if they really care about you, they would want the best for you and make sure you're doing the best. If you really care about yourself, you are going to surround yourself not with yes men, right? That even goes for your woman of your choice.
I agree, getting money. I agree
If
with
you
that statement right there.
if you pick your woman, Jamal, you're married. I'm not married right now. I don't even have a girlfriend. But I'm sure your wife, because I've heard you off the air, you know who you got to ask. Like, that's support, right? Like,
Right.
she respects you, but you know you respect, and if she wants the best, she ain't going to let somebody get over on Jamal. I don't even know your wife like that, but I'm pretty sure I get that from speaking to you and know, am I right or wrong?
No, my wife will fight anybody over. My wife will fight and beat
Right.
somebody's ass over me. So
Right.
yeah.
So it's important to have all that in line. My mama loves me. I'm her first child. But she'll be the first one to say, hey, Rich, you're off right now. You're slipping. You need to get your stuff together.
I think for me, when I look at this issue, I look at two sides of it. One of the sides is that, like, what you do outside of your life, you're still human. You're still a citizen of the United States. You're still able to do what you want to do. Okay. You might get judgment or whatever, but you're still able to do what you want to do. The other side of the coin I look at it from is that, hold that thought. Give me 1 sec, Jamal. I gotta get my door. Give me 1 sec.
All right, go ahead. But my thing is, it's the right place and a right time to say things. That's my whole concept to it. Right place, right time to say things. And especially when the NBA was promoting certain things like that, yes, they're trying to cater to everybody, not just the regular folks who always watch the game. They're catering to everybody. It can't just be one side, you know what I'm saying, and not cater to another side. They're trying to expand the brand. They're trying to expand their brand out to any and everybody. I agree that there are certain things. Listen, I agree there are certain things that, you know, maybe some people may not believe in what they're doing and stuff like that. Okay, cool. You may not believe it and stuff like that, but and you may not support it. But the fact of the matter is, you're at a job where they're promoting it, and you have to abide by that. That's their job. This is what they want to do to it. There's nothing you can do about it. If you don't like what they're doing, if you don't like the job and stuff like that, and how they're
Right.
promoting stuff, guess what? You can quit. You can
And the
quit.
thing-
You can quit. You can quit.
And the thing is, what I was going to say, my other point is that as an athlete, you're an entertainer, right? You go
Right.
out and you perform in front of people. It's no different than you being a comedian. It's no different than you being a singer. It's no different than any way that you create fame and fortune off your people watching you. I'm trying to think of how to say this in the most nicest way possible. I don't care what your opinion is.
You can't pick and choose who you want to. You can't pick and choose pretty much who you want to entertain.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't care what your opinion is on anything outside of what you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a basketball player, play basketball. If you're a singer, sing. If you're an entertainer, entertain. If you're a comedian, make people laugh. What you do outside of your profession is all you. But when you get in front of the spotlight and you use the platform like the NBA, which he did because he's an NBA player and he thinks that people would listen to him because he's an NBA player, that's the problem that I have, because that does not, it's like separation of church and state. You don't mix both together. That's why there's separations. You know, like when it comes to sports, I just want to hear about sports. I don't want to hear about social rights. I don't want to hear about social issues. I don't want to hear about gay rights. I don't want to hear about none of that crap. I want to hear about what you think the game is and how the game is performed.
Now, there are certain things that are bigger than the game. I get it. The thing that happened in Minnesota, so you know what I'm saying?
But it's still controversial.
With the police,
it's still controversial.
I got that, but the fact is, you know, when it was blatant that happened and stuff like that, I get it. That's bigger than the game because that shouldn't happen. You know,
Sure.
if the NBA wants to promote something to go ahead and expand their brand and stuff like that, they have the right to do so. I mean, hell, look what happened. Look what happened. What they did to my to Magic City night down in Atlanta. Literally, they would have had it until
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't even go to the club. We talk about this until somebody who don't even probably go to the damn club said something
But
about it. I'm
but
pretty sure
again,
he never
that's
stepped foot. He never stepped foot. I'm pretty sure he never stepped foot in Magic City unless
probably
somebody
not.
would have brought his ass there.
But that proves my point is that even the NBA found that cringy in the sense that they don't even want to get anywhere under that situation. So professional sports are all about protecting their image. Okay. It's all about the image. You know, you hear the NFL, it's all about protecting the shield. The
Protect the
NBA is
brand.
probably
Yep.
you protect the brand. The NBA is probably a little bit more loose on that perspective. I think the NFL does a better job of protecting their shield, but the NBA is kind of helter skelter in some of the stuff they say, which, like you mentioned, the Magic City, the fact that they should have shut that shit down before it even started should have happened before, way before it just got to that point of
Well,
somebody even saying something.
That's what I'm saying. Had dude not said nothing about, had the guy from the Spurs
They
not said one word
probably
about
would have
it,
allowed it
they
to
would have
happen.
had.
They probably would have allowed it to happen. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like, and like I said before, it wasn't like they were going to go ahead and bring out strippers to be cheerleaders and stuff like that. No, Magic City is a staple of Atlanta. You know, they had somebody who worked for the Hawks who helped promote it. You know what I'm saying? And it would have happened. So for him to say, "Well, that's degrading women and stuff like that," no, it's not. Because some of the most richest people.
But
So I
again,
mean, just go to Magic City.
well,
But
so this is what I'm gonna say. Once again, damn, I'm agreeing with you a lot tonight, Nate. But and what I'm talking about is, talking about other stuff in sports.
mm,
At the same time, media gets blamed because what do? They always try to get these coaches and players to talk about other stuff. And if they don't, well, he got the platform, she got the platform. Why doesn't she use it? So it's like, damn if they do, damn if they don't. Am I right or am I wrong?
no, you're somewhat right. You're right about that. But it's a
but they
place and
still
a
have the
time to
choice to
say
say
some
it. They still
things.
have the choice to answer the question too.
Huh?
Right.
They could say, "Oh, no comment." A lot of coaches say
Yeah,
no comment.
yeah, I agree. But like sometimes you got to know, okay, so this is a basketball show. I get it. But I'm using an example. So UFC, they got a particular guy in there, Sean Strickland. He's a fighter. He don't give a damn. He gonna say whatever's on his mind. He don't care. And media will ask him questions, and he's just gonna tell you whatever's on his mind. He don't give a care. Well, when he says something that people don't like, then they go to Dana White, who's over UFC. Hey Dana, what'd you think about what Sean Strickland said? You know, his response was, yeah, he probably shouldn't have said that, but you know how Sean Strickland is, and you dumbasses ask him and put him in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like you provoke it because you know they're gonna say it right. So it'd be kind of like me. I'm a Michigan fan. Ain't no secret. I stick up for mine. You're right. I don't give a damn. I just kind of I'm a little smarter now with age, but like I'm gonna fight for mine. So now it's a little different because what I fight for, probably ain't gonna get me canceled usually. But I'm just saying, like sometimes you gotta know the person, right? I personally think to go all the way back to Jaden Ivey because I think that's what started this whole conversation.
Yep.
I think he's a little out there right now. Something's going on, like because I know his family is really close. I know him and his mom are really close. His dad was an athlete, his dad played at Notre Dame. He was a wide receiver. His
Mm-hmm.
mom played for the Detroit Shock. She's a coach, a female coach. His dad played in the NFL for the line. Or not, I'm sorry. His grandfather. What I meant to say was his dad's father
Right,
played
right.
in the NFL for the Detroit Lions. So athletics and stardom and media, all that is not new to this family, right? He talks about his wife or whatever, like something going on, right? Because I feel sorry for his mama because she coaches women's basketball.
She's got to hear it all day.
No, not all females that play sports are lesbian, but we know they're in there, right? Just like men's sports, there's gay people, like so, but more from the women's sport that are out currently. Man, you put your mama in a bad spot. She catching backlash behind the scenes. Oh dang, your son, blah blah blah. Like, but I just think just from listening
I'm sure she's
to
hearing
him,
it
because I've heard of a lot of. I said the other day there was a Michigan player, and his name was Ernest Hausman. He was a linebacker. And he was talking smack about Michigan, like he was just off the wall with some stuff. Come to find out, he got diagnosed with bipolar and whatever that. When he got diagnosed, he got treated, he got well. He apologized to the University of Michigan. Apologized. Michigan let him come back and do the pro day at Michigan so he could try to go to the NFL. He literally quit on the team during the middle of the year and was talking smack about it, everything, like about the university, everything, like totally went AWOL. And come to find out, like, you didn't hear from him again until he appeared at pro day. He said, "Hey, I apologize. This is what I went through. This is what I did." And the two sides came together, right? So, let bygones be bygones. You're healthy now. We'll support you, So, my whole point on that is, like, things happen. And I think that's that. And, you cannot, and it gets worse when you put yourself in a position and let's be honest, guys, you're just not good. Right? I seen it on Twitter. If Anthony Edwards and if SGA did this, do you think they'd kick off their teams? No.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That matters. That matters.
And maybe that's why he did it. Maybe he felt like he was at the crux of his career, and he's like, well, business traded me, been there 5 years, went to the Bulls, didn't really get it going with the Bulls, and now I'm going to be a free agent at the end of the season, and who knows if anybody's going to give me anything because my game is not good at all, So maybe he's had a crash out moment, but that, just real quick. I just want to say this because I feel like for me, this is the biggest point I want to make. I think one of them brought the comment on the bottom. None of that shit needs to be brought into sports, okay? Because the reality is, even if, like take your example of Minnesota. I understand with the George Floyd situation, very touchy subject. There are a lot of people that were in support and unison of how that was wrong. But there was also a percentage of people that were not happy about that or how it was being portrayed on TV on the other side. And just to say this, and keep it a buck, a lot of those people were fans of the NBA that go to the games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so your bottom line is going to be screwed over either way. So it's better to not even bring that into the forefront. Like, like when we talk on the podcast, we're all podcasters here. What's the number one rule in podcasting?
Leave politics and
but don't make it personal, right?
Don't make it personal. It's the
don't make it
easy.
Personal. Yeah. Keep it business. Keep it what the subject is. When it gets personal, it's not podcasting anymore. It's personal attacking. So all I'm saying is that any athlete should be buttoned up and told themselves by their PR, by their teams or whatever, even have a class if they have to. Listen, guys, you can talk about the game. You can talk about the refs. You can talk about the old heads that you don't like or whatever, but you don't talk about anything that's not on the court, period. If you do, we're going to fine your ass. That's what the NBA needs to go out and do, because
do more than fine.
Well, that's fine. Fine or suspension, whatever you want to do. But they need to start really taking this by the balls and figuring out what the hell to do, because all these players are just thinking they can get away with anything they can say, and that's not true. And to be also real too, a lot of these guys are the last people in the world you want them speaking on these issues. I'm just going to be real.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't need to. Yeah, a lot of these athletes, I'm like, you're like the last person on the bench and you're having a comment to say something about certain things. I get you. Yeah. Like, why? For what? You don't need to be. No. You're like, what are you opening your mouth for? You don't even get no PT. Pretty much it's like, Who are you? You know?
Anybody, man. I don't want LeBron talking about any of this either. Okay?
Yeah, well, because he's a mega star and who he is, that's why he has a platform to say that. I know that. I know that.
But I don't know.
But no, go ahead. We can't just sit back and just tell them, you know what, you're just a basketball player. We can't just sit back and just tell them shut up and dribble. We can't do that.
Because I disagree with that, Nate, too.
Why not?
Shut up and dribble. I disagree with that.
I didn't say shut. I said shut up and dribble.
No. But no, you did it. But Jamal knows. You should know that was a thing.
Sure. No, I get it. That was not the right way to say it, but I agree.
No, I get what he's going. I get where he's coming from.
So I disagree. So Jaden Ivey did do it outside of a press conference.
But he did it under the platform of the NBA and called out the NBA.
He did it on his own thing.
It doesn't matter. He's an NBA player. You can't call out the NBA.
He still got a voice.
If you have a boss, you can tell your boss to fuck off.
Huh?
If you have a boss and you make a video outside of your job saying, I fucking hate my boss, you think that's right?
I mean, I wouldn't tell that.
No, they're going to get –
No, that's my point. You don't talk about the NBA.
But I don't know. It's like I said.
It's a catch. It's a catch-22.
Because if LeBron said it, if Wemby said it, if Curry said it, if FGA said it, they would not be free agents.
Well, that's true, but I still don't want to hear any of them say anything. Just keep it about basketball. Let's just do it that way.
Like I said,
it's touchy, man. That's why it's touchy.
It is because you got to see the whole thing.
It's touchy, but it's an easy answer, but nobody wants to do it.
To say just because you're at this level, you just have no say on the world. I don't know.
Do it like you said. Do it outside your podcast, but keep the NBA out of the equation. And just like LeBron has his own podcast, they got the whatever they call it. Like he's got his own podcast, but they don't say stuff that's like that about the NBA. They're not stupid. You don't talk about your boss. If you hate your boss, you just go tell him to his face, or you quit your job. You don't go viral and make a video about how you think they were stupid for what they did. That's who pays your bills. Like, how stupid are you? I'm sorry.
You're messing up your money. You pretty much you're messing up your money.
No.
I think it was. Go ahead. I think he
guess
picked the
where I'm
wrong
at,
time.
Jamal, is go back to what you said, Nate.
No,
You
I think
want to
it's a
get
wrong
players
time.
out for what they say. I didn't hear nothing about the media when they bring it up to these players if they choose to bite it. So are you going to kick them out and you're going to take their credentials away?
Well, so for one, a lot of times, and I don't know how the NBA works, but I know the NFL does. When they have their sessions, they tell them what they can't ask questions about, or they let them know what's in bounds and what's out of bounds. So you can't just ask anything, because if you ask anything, they'll kick your ass out and you won't be back asked to come back. Because I have a friend who's a media member for the Lions, and he told me that. So they already pre-questioned all these interviews. Now, I don't know how the NBA does it, but I know one thing, that if it's a sensitive subject, but the player's open to talking about it, then they'll ask. But if it's not, they won't ask. Like I don't think that, outside of, like, I hate to bring in the late Kobe Bryant up, but when Kobe had the rape situation, they asked him questions when he gave his presser about it, but they didn't ask him after the games, hey, what's going on with that situation? I don't think they asked those
Because
questions.
well, they tried to, but see, he always would say legally he can't talk about it. And even the
Okay.
me, and even the Lakers said, like, listen, legally, what I'm saying, that it's a legal matter. We
Okay.
have no
Okay.
comment on this, and we have no
I don't know.
comment
The
on that.
NBA,
So
the
that's
NBA, the
why.
NBA is very helter skelter, okay? Because, like, if you're gonna shut down one person, you let others speak, then that's just favoritism. And that makes no sense. Like, that's why with the NBA, I have a real problem with their consistency in everything. Whether
Well,
it's
also
calling,
look who's running the NBA right now. If
I get
this,
it.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. But
like
yeah,
David Stern wouldn't be having a lot of stuff going on right now if he was
right.
still the commissioner of the NBA. Adam Silver, love the guy. So I'm a fan of Adam Silver, especially for what he did to Donald Sterling. But he's let the NBA players have way too much freedom to go on and have their own platform and say what the hell they want to say,
Yeah, and then he
even if
tries
it's
to rein
about
them
their
back
own
in, which
brand.
makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, you can't police people when you're saying, you know what, you guys can have the freedom to say what you want to say, because it's your own time, it's on your own dime and stuff like that. But yet you're over here bashing players,
Yeah.
coaches, issues that's going on in the NBA, and then all of a sudden you want to have a problem with it? No, that
Listen,
makes absolutely no sense
listen,
at all.
listen. Both of y'all have kids. You can't create rules as your kids are growing up. You have to be able to set a foundation from the get go, and they got to follow that foundation.
Depends. That depends.
Detroit,
Because
I
when you
believe
have
it. That's what I'm clapping about,
because
John.
Yeah.
when you have kids and stuff like that, they're going to get into stuff that what I'm saying, as they
True,
get
but
older, they're
but
going to
your
start
but
doing
your
certain things.
core foundation should already be in place.
Oh, the
Uh,
core foundation is no right from wrong and no yes from no. That I get you on
right.
that
And
part. Yeah,
respect your family, respect your people, respect who's in the household, respect who puts food on the table, all that stuff. Like, those are your core foundation. The NBA does not
yeah.
have
They
that.
don't.
The NBA has a very laissez-faire type of, hey, we'll figure this out when it comes. They're not proactive on things unless they have to be, and that's why you're seeing a
Right.
lot
Well,
of inconsistencies in the league.
Right.
but
No.
to be honest with you, that's kind of a bad example too, right?
What?
Because when you got two parents that are raising a child in separate households,
Well, I mean,
sometimes
that's
the
fair, yeah.
parents are not on the same level, and one parent does or gets less away with others that the others wouldn't, right? Like,
That's an exception. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, but it shouldn't be though.
That's why you're not
But it
together with
is
the
what it
person,
is,
right?
right?
Because y'all see
Like
different ways.
me and my uh, fuck it, my baby mama. That's what she is, right?
Just say the mother of your child.
We we are
Yeah,
totally different when it comes to my daughter. I will
sure.
not bash her in front of my daughter. She will bash me every chance she gets. Like real talk. Is that right? Hell no. Luckily,
Yeah.
my daughter is about to turn 10 years old and is real smart and understands the real, and she tells her daddy everything.
Yeah.
But, and I don't go run, and I choose not to run him back. Like, I'm not into that drama, right? Like, that just ain't me. But, like, I'm just saying, like, you can't control other people. I guess that's my whole point.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't have to
I
agree
agree.
with it.
Yeah.
You just do you, right? That's all you can do.
Right.
And is try to set the example that you can and hope
Yeah.
the understudy, so to speak, chooses the
Well,
right from the wrong, right? Because
right.
at the end of the day, Nate, Jamal, that's what it is, right? Right and wrong, right? It's not who's right, who's wrong. It's what is right and what is wrong. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes. To put a bow on this subject here, do you think that okay, I don't think a lot of people have a problem, too many problems with what he said, but at the same time, brother, you got to know the consequences that you're getting yourself into once you put those comments out there, especially in social media. Because once you put it out there, you can't take it back. What is hurt? That's the same thing before we had all these podcasts. Everybody used to go ahead and tweet it or put it out there, and people forget about the consequences on that. And what's Herm Edwards' favorite saying? Don't press send.
Yeah.
You can say what
So
you want to. You can say what you want to say all day long, but sometimes stuff like that, you have to keep it to yourself because you know what's going to be major blowback on it.
And all. Go ahead.
I agree and disagree, Jamal. So some things he may be correct on. At the same time, it's not for you to judge.
No,
Not for you to
No.
say who, what, and who, what, where, right? Like, I am the same way. I got friends who don't have the same agreements as I do. As long as you don't cross the line with me personally, I don't care what you do or who you are. That don't mean I can't be friends with you. As long as you don't disrespect me and my likes and my beliefs, I don't care what you are. I can still be friends with you. I have
my
no
thing.
problems with that. But it's not for me
My,
to judge what you do and how. I don't care if it's that. I don't care if it's a Christian who judges me and then they don't live the way they like that. That's not my problem.
my,
I don't.
my
I
thing
don't.
is,
I don't judge that. But like I'm saying,
And,
like as long as you don't cross the line with me, I don't care what you do.
and I think.
Like I can be friends with people that do not have the same. Hey, my best friend, I don't agree with everything he does. He don't agree with everything I do. But at the end of the day, we still got each other's back. Does that make sense?
we get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to
All right.
agree with what everybody does or says, but at the end of the day, it's called the R letter word.
Yeah,
Respect. Like that even goes with bosses. Jamal, you're a boss. If I worked underneath you, I may not agree with everything that you say. But as
But you're
long
not going
as
to disrespect somebody.
you got my respect,
Yeah.
you're doing well. You as a boss, you got people over you. You might not like everything that your upper management does. But at the end of the day, you have to respect them, right?
that is true.
It's the same thing. You're not going to agree with everything. You got to respect. And you so I had a friend, rest in peace, Marcus Oliver. Um he was a director of operations of Cardinal Health, which is a one of the top medical distributors, pharmacy distributors in the world. He's the one that
Mm-hmm.
taught me you absolutely can disagree and challenge your bosses. There's just a way of doing it. And he was a boss. He was a director of you know what I'm saying? There's just a way
Mm-hmm.
of doing it. You just
Depends
can't
on the
be
person. That's all I'll
reckless.
say. Yeah. Okay.
That's a fact. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and put a bow on this whole subject because it is very, very it's a touchy one and stuff like that, and everybody can have their opinions on it and stuff like that. But just
Yeah.
for purposes here, we're gonna go ahead and keep it about sports and stuff like that. So
Sure.
all right. So not a bad open mic night. I can live with this. Playoffs are right around the corner. A lot of things are going to be happening, especially playoff positioning and stuff like that. So hopefully, then when the next time we talk about this or talk about NBA, we'll be in full playoff swing. Before we leave, before we leave, I know this is an NBA show, but before we leave, I want y'all national champion in the Final
Mm-hmm.
Four. All right, like Rich already know who you going with, so we ain't got to go there. Nate, who you got?
No, no, that's not fair. I'll go after Nate. That's not fair though, but go ahead.
No.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Arizona. I mean, they're the most complete team. I know they got three freshmen, but they don't play like three freshmen. They got the size, they got the guard play. They're the number one defense in the tournament. I mean, yeah, I just think Arizona's got what it takes. It's gonna be a hell of a game. I do. But I think that I think what they're probably gonna do is they're gonna try to shut down Yaxel and make everybody else beat them. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Rich.
So I am going blue, and it's going to be a tough game.
That's a
And if we're gonna,
shocker.
and if we're gonna be honest, both teams. Now Michigan has scored over 90 points in every single game that we've been in. Arizona has not. But in saying that, each team has blown out their competition. So, in theory, for both teams, Michigan and Arizona alike, this should be their first true competition. Can we all agree with that?
Oh
No,
yeah, that's a
no,
fact. You don't think
no.
so?
Purdue is a pretty good competition for them, man.
But they blew them out.
Yeah, but they're a
Tennessee
good
was supposed to
team.
be a good competition. We blew them out by 30.
But Tennessee was a 6th seed.
Huh?
I would argue outside of Tennessee, who the hell did y'all play that was competition?
Well, we're not going to
In
get
in
into
that
that
bracket,
because
Yeah, that bracket was the most favorable bracket.
my comrades that I
You
do
didn't play
podcasts.
UConn, you didn't play Illinois, you didn't play Houston, you
Okay,
didn't play
but
Duke.
my
None of those
comrades
teams.
have said we were going to be out in round 2, but we're not going to get into that. So I'm just sticking with what's at play and what I have seen. Both teams have blown out everybody that they have faced. They're two number ones. They're their only number ones remaining. It should be a tough competition between the both. In saying that, I obviously want my big blue to win. If for some reason we do not,
don't back up, don't backpedal.
Yeah, just stick
I
with your
do
team.
think the winner of our game is the national champion.
More likely, yes, I agree.
I
Okay,
think that's my opinion.
okay. in my bracket, I have Arizona winning the whole thing. I picked them from the jump start. I thought they were the best team. You know, I pretty much am going to stick with that one.
Did you
My
have
only
this
caveat
matchup
is,
though, Jamal?
did I have Michigan? Did I have Michigan versus Did I have Michigan versus Arizona in the Final Four? No.
Okay.
Hey,
Um,
I'm gonna bounce off y'all.
no.
Y'all have a good evening.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
enjoy the games.
All right,
Good luck.
Nate. All right. Now I have. Now listen. I did have Arizona. I had them facing Iowa State though, so that was my mistake on that one. Michigan came in and did their thing, so I'm sticking with Arizona, but my only caveat is if UConn is in the national championship game, that could be a tough one. I don't care what you want to slice it. I don't care what you want to say and stuff like that. Connecticut, think about it. They have been to the national championship game. They would have been to the national championship game 3 out of the 4 years, or 4 out of the 5 years, and stuff like that. They're going to be a hard out. Between them and the women, they've only lost one national championship game in their lifetime.
Yeah,
They
that's
are
correct.
18-1. That is unprecedented. So I got Arizona, but only with a caveat. So that's all. So, and I'll leave it at that. All right. Let's get out
I
of here,
do.
man. We're talking. Go
I,
ahead.
I do think it's going to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it. I actually think it's going to be a defensive minded game. I can
Mm,
actually see it, Jamal, a lot like Detroit, the Michigan. Excuse me, y'all. The Michigan Duke game in the 50s. I would not be surprised.
we should see. It's
Michigan
gonna
plays
be a good
defense
game.
too.
They both do. They both do. And like I said, it's gonna be a good game no matter what. So we'll leave it at that. All right, y'all. Good talking, good subjects and stuff like that. Once again, y'all, make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to Detroit Fan Report. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that y'all take some time out of y'all day to go ahead and listen to us talk some sports banter and stuff like that. We may get off the subject just a tad bit and stuff like that, but in the end, we're going to circle it right back around to the sports talk. So, with that said, Rich, I know you're enjoying the Pistons and the Timberwolves game, but before you leave, go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you at, brother.
Absolutely, I am. It's a 111-106 game with less than 9 seconds left. You can find me at X at Riggs928, and that's Pistons favorite.
There you go. All right. Well, you can find me, Jamal, pretty much on all social media platforms, just about, especially on Facebook. You find me under Jamal Baker. You can find me under Instagram under the Illusion. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on here, talking sports with my guys, talking football, talking basketball. I'm gonna get into y'all when it comes to baseball too, because I got to get into that conversation too. Because right now, the baseball season start up. Baseball is my favorite subject, or my favorite sport of all time. So I'm gonna get into that too. So once again, y'all, please, please, please subscribe to us and stuff like that. Or if you want to, go ahead and leave a message to saying, "Hey, I want to get into the sports banner too." We would love to have you. Anybody that's willing to talk sports and stuff like that, no matter what team, what I'm saying, to make it could be our arch rival. We'll talk with you. We'll go ahead and you can just debate with us too. So with that said, y'all have a pleasant night and it's on. Peace.